Hello and welcome back to One Last Turn. Welcome back to Worldwide Rush, the game where we try to build a world-spanning passenger transportation empire using across roads, across trains, across the sea, and across the sky. Really interesting stuff so far. Last time I said I wanted to expand a bit more into Europe, and while that is still the case, I think we might just make do with Salzburg, and we might postpone it a little bit because we have a bit of an issue in Aarhus in that we have a lot of indirect traffic sort of overwhelming the city. And I mean, that's fine. We just need to deal with it. The same is true for Kolding a little bit, not so much Copenhagen, and I think Brunswick has a little bit as well. So yeah, we just gotta get that a little bit under control before we move on into expansion. I think that is gonna do as well. I mean, there's not necessarily any issue with having indirect travelers. It's just when they sort of bog down, when they get to the maximum here, which is almost the case with Aarhus, then no more people can go to the city, and they have to take alternative routes, and then they bog down other cities and they become unhappy. Maybe they choose competitors, stuff like that. So yeah, we kind of want to at least have it somewhat under control. And the reason it happens is just because the best route is through our city, which is really good. It means our city is well connected. But it's just not geared for the amount of traffic right now, and there's really two ways to fix that. So we can see here the fulfillment rate is going down on some of these cities because it's being used, the connection is being used for the indirect traffic instead of the direct traffic. Anyways, there's two ways to sort of fix this. Either we just upgrade the capacity of the routes for those destinations. That is definitely one way to do it. Unfortunately, we don't really have the money to just do that like by the flick of a wrist, and as you can see, we're already maxed out now. It's not good. We have to do something about it. We don't have the money to just do that. Alternatively, we can look and see why they're coming to Aarhus and maybe give them a better route if we sort of own a hub that they're connecting to elsewhere, or maybe they're starting in one of our hubs and we can give them a more direct route. So we can see a lot of people want to go to Hildesheim. Some of those are returning people. That's fine. But there is some connecting people, and those are the indirects as far as I can tell. It might be the case that the returning people are also counting as indirect because there's no direct connection. We'll have to see about that, but at least the connecting people here, 31 people from Wilhelmshaven, they're going from Wilhelmshaven to Hamburg to Kiel and then up to Aarhus and then down to Brunswick and down to Hildesheim, which is not that good. We don't own Hildesheim. We could own it, but I don't really want to do that. Instead, I want to move the traffic into Brunswick. So let's set up a line from Brunswick to Wilhelmshaven. We'll just give it a Nimbus, I think is what we want. And that should take care of some of that traffic. Obviously, they're not going to disappear immediately. it's gonna take a little bit of time, and yeah, we'll just have to continuously keep an eye on this. Now, with Copenhagen, there's a lot of different cities which coming from. It's come from Flensburg, it's coming from Stavanger. Some of those, if we look in Copenhagen, there are direct paths. Stavanger, for example. Just upgrading that can definitely make sense. But it could also make sense to just get some better transportation on the Aarhus Copenhagen route. For example, we can upgrade our water taxi here to a little explorer, increase the capacity a little bit. Won't mind getting a bit more capacity transfer to Copenhagen after anyways, so that's perfectly fine. Odense is not being completely fulfilled, also because there's some people coming indirectly, but mostly it's direct transfers that aren't being handled. Where did that go? So let's upgrade this to a little explorer as well, and see if that doesn't take care of business there. Then we have Brunswick. It is people coming from Flensburg, it's people coming from Wilhelmshaven. We just did a Wilhelmshaven line. We don't have one with Flensburg, I don't think. So let's set up one of those. I was gonna say I'm tempted to go for the A70, but just to get the company loyalty up a bit, but maybe we'll just do that through the bigger planes since we have unlocked them. And we'll continue using the cheaper, more cost-efficient Nimbuses. Then we have some traffic to Flensburg. Also, there's definitely some from Horsens. We also have more people from Horsens. That is a bit of an issue, but we have the corridor already. We have the roads. Maybe let's set up a bus route going all the way from Aarhus to Kolding to Flensburg, and we'll put down the biggest, baddest bus we have, just to sort of get some of those people out, and they all get shoved into a bus. We might even have the capacity for another one. Let's see. We do. So at least here in the beginning, we have that capacity, which is pretty nice. It didn't push so much on the Copenhagen. We have 2 boats coming in. They should take care of most of those people. Just when those boats arrive. So I think we're in a bit of a better spot. If we take a look at Kolding, a lot of people want to go to Flensburg. The hope was sort of that those buses that we set up from Aarhus can sort of take care of some of that. This orderly probably want to be upgraded, to be honest. They're full from the start, so they'll need a couple of rounds before they start picking up people from Kolding. We are sort of fine for now, so maybe we'll just have to wait a little bit and see. How about Brunswick? How's that doing? Berlin is doing, it's doing good, the route, but it seems like it could probably get an upgrade nobody would complain too much about that, so let's just do that. A lot of returning customers with, or returning people, Brunswick Hoskilles, so let's set up a direct route there. Just I was about to say just a little one, but maybe we wanna go with the 340 Express actually, because there's so many people waiting. It's a little bit of an upgrade, so we gotta wait a tiny second. We'll have to keep an eye whether or not that demand sort of stays, given that the Oktoberfest is done. But I think we'll be good. Now Copenhagen is... I think with this new Aarhus line to Brunswick, that should be fixed. I think so. What about Aarhus? Probably want more. Question is if we want to get... I mean, 4 ships is quite a few. It's 500,000 to get another one. It's 1 million to get this guy. The Roar. How about we just upgrade one of them? 700k. Okay. I have to keep an eye on that. Of course, we want all of those fulfillments to be maxed out in order for the city to evolve. Antwerp. Through Aarhus, we don't really want that. Interesting. Let's just make a... To be honest, I was hoping that would sort of fill up. 3 is enough. Okay, now it's going full. Just had to catch some demand heading back there. There's too much demand from Flensburg to Brunswick to just be fixed with that one, and we now have demand going to Moscow. From Brunswick. How's that being handled? Via St. Petersburg? Salzburg's also not being completely handled. I think we can just upgrade that plane. Would like to get some beefier planes onto this line here. Some of the bigger A180s, because getting the bigger Nimbuses isn't really gonna help me out much. Though this Clipper is pretty nice with regards to capacity, but that's just, I mean, amount of passengers. So that's gonna unlock no matter what. So there's really no point in buying these, except for the fact that they're more cost efficient. But I need that money spending from Aeromera in order to get those bigger planes. Odense, still more people waiting. Come on. Let's get another little explorer. That needs to be upgraded. I mean, we do need to upgrade Aarhus as a hub for sure. But at some point, we're also gonna wanna get Odense. It's only gonna be 400k more. So let's do that instead. They want that hub in Salzburg too. I was talking about. We have some potential upgrades. Wait, where's this one? The Horsens Aarhus is running pretty not so full right now, probably because of this new bus line, so not sure if it can actually take that upgrade, but this guy probably could. This guy probably wouldn't mind at all. And there was another line there. Just wondering whether or not... Well, there's not so many people in Copenhagen that would make sense to upgrade. It does go back with quite a few people, so let's just give it a try here. Okay, yeah, so it could definitely handle that bigger capacity. That's fine then. Let's get through a few days, get Odense. Set up the line here, and of course, since we already have the line, it's just gonna add the vehicle to the existing line. But since we're starting it in Odense, it's gonna use the capacity from that hub to store the vehicle instead. So that is a little neat thing there. Let's just try with a little explorer. We'll see if that is overkill or not. Definitely is taking the passengers, so we'll see. Now 1, 2, 3, 4 and Brunswick, 5 cities is a bit too much for me to manage. So I think that I will hire a hub manager in Kolding. Give him some funds, and then we don't have to worry so much about that guy anymore. Rather worry about Odense, although we might end up not really wanting to worry about Odense either at some point. To be honest, this guy could probably be a level 4. He fills up completely in Odense at least. We'll just see what he does on the rest of his route. Fills up completely, okay. Are we able to make it to buy this hub in Salzburg before the end of the month? We need to set up 3 routes in order to get the bonus here. Don't think it's gonna... let's see. Salzburg to Steer. We'll put in a Ortler, build the road. That's an expensive road, man. Salzburg to... I'm just gonna pause just to see if we can make it. Salzburg to Saalfelden. With an Ortler, a... What? That's so expensive going into the mountains. That's crazy. Actually want to edit this route. Go through St. Polten and to Vienna. Just gonna have to forward time to get there. And we'll upgrade this bus as well. Actually, we'll upgrade it to a level 3. Oh, it changed. It changed it to Leipzig. Cool. Cool. Let's just downgrade this to the level 2 then. And yeah. Failed experiment. But we got into Salzburg. I'm just gonna hire a hub manager. Get him a bit of starting cash and see what he ends up doing with it. Not gonna bother. A little bit bummed that we didn't get there, I guess. That sucks. Anywho, back to Aarhus. It's looking a little bit better with the indirect traffic. Odense has some as well. How about Brunswick? Brunswick is looking okay. Aarhus is still the one that's worst off, but the Flensburg and Wilhelmshaven routes are looking a little bit better. Just gotta sort of get bigger planes onto Brunswick, Wilhelmshaven. I guess we could set up a bus. Could set up a bus, but I think time-wise it's just not gonna make much sense. I think we'll just... getting another 230 on here. And to be honest, probably 2 is what makes the most sense. And then we have the Flensburg one that could use one as well. Needs a hub upgrade first, so let's speed up time a little bit. Get that going. Now, as you might have seen, St. Petersburg isn't being fully delivered anymore because we have some Moscow people who are using that line. We do want to set up a direct line to Moscow, but first I want to see how are we faring against everybody else. In terms of company value, we're pretty well on our way together with them. Our operating profits is a little lackluster comparatively though. Hopefully we can make up for that sort of soonish. But for sure I want to get a direct from Aarhus to Moscow with plane. We could technically do ships, I guess. That's interesting. We'd want to do planes. And something just made it weird. there. Now, ideally we do the A300. Because I know there's people in Brunswick that wants to go there as well. That's 5 million. Let's just see if we go through this month. Let's just see how much money we can make. Not gonna bother with these too much. It's theirs. Maybe we'll just take a look. Because this is actually running a route that Stuttgart doesn't care about anymore. That's silly that it didn't remove it. And how about here? It's this one, Heerlen, not doing so well. And it's another one, Düsseldorf. Let's make a... Oh, clear that out. Yeah, let's make a road here and then update this route to include Düsseldorf and then make it cyclical. And then we'll just get rid of this Düsseldorf one. And then hopefully that sort of lowers the demand or the capacity enough that the demand is fulfilled without being overwhelmed. We'll see. I think at least we are down one bus and that's gonna be decent enough. If we upgrade this or change this out for an Ortler, the fuel price is a lot cheaper on the Ortler. Like a lot cheaper. So let's just do that too. That's gonna save a bit on costs, and hopefully that should fix that. Anyways, back to Aarhus and Moscow and our A300, and seeing if we can make that within the month. We need a hub upgrade first. We did make it. We also made it to national network. That's pretty cool. 15,000 passengers that month. Pretty neat. And the plane is full immediately. That's also pretty neat. Oslo-Stavanger having some trouble. Let's help out. Get a 340 Express onto the route here. And that should... I mean, we're doing it to reduce the indirect traffic on Aarhus, so I'm not really mad about having to help out the whatchamacallit, the hub manager, because I mean he's just trying to expand the city and make it profitable. He doesn't care that much about what's going on or he doesn't really care about what's going on in our other cities. So that is completely fine that we have to do that sometimes. New event, Christmas. Christmas is not being celebrated in Paris for some reason. That's funny. It is, just doesn't, that's weird. Why does, that is weird. Anyways, probably want to set up a direct from Aarhus to Paris with a Nimbus, just because we can. It will also, I guess, it will draw in some indirect travelers doing so, but I still think we want to do it. We do want to be the hub, right? We do want to be the hub, make Aarhus the central point of the entire world, but maybe we also do need to take a bit care to not overdo it. How is Odense doing? The calling traffic here is direct and turning. It's just not being handled by our little boats here. Although we do have quite a few. Let's get rid of one of them. And then we'll upgrade the other twos to be little explorers. That'll get us at least 70% more capacity. We'll see if that's enough. Otherwise, I do want to get a bus. Probably a tier 3 bus. That's interesting. Why is it cheaper to build when we have both the hubs? I wouldn't mind getting this. I don't mind that at all. That's pretty cool. Then we are connected across. That is pretty cool. That also means we could set up some bus routes from Copenhagen to Aarhus. I would like to see how fast those can go. If we do one of these big ones, it's going to be 3.5 hours round trip. If we do... Oh yeah, so if we do... It's 6.5 hours round trip. But if we do ships, like we're doing right now, the Little Explorer, or the Roar here, Little Explorer back to Little Explorer, that's 8 hours. That's interesting because the time it takes... yeah, okay, so the bus would actually be faster. Then we can get rid, maybe not get rid of those ferries, but we'll definitely be able to we don't have to spend as much money because buses are just cheaper. Let's just get the big guy in here and see if he can fill up. He can, not an issue. Wonderful. That is actually really, really good. The culling one isn't completely full going back, but it only needs 10 to be profitable. It is full going that way though. And then it's not. I think maybe getting rid of our boats here is gonna be, it's gonna make sense because we make a lot of money from getting rid of them, and then maybe we'll just see how that unfolds and maybe we get a bigger bus or we get some more buses, something along those lines. A lot of demand for Moscow. Aalborg in particular, actually. You know what? Let's get a direct from Aalborg to Moscow. That is gonna be decent. It might have been too big a plane, but we'll have to see. Have to keep an eye on that. Still some indirect traffic issues with the culling here. Shouldn't be, I guess, but we do. Let's see, culling. It's not there anymore, of course. We need to find the there's a culling line here. Still not full going in that direction. But we do have a lot of people waiting in Odense. We'll see if that doesn't take care of it. Aarhus is filling up. We need more transfers to Moscow. But we need good big planes for that. So maybe we can take off some of the indirectness from elsewhere. Flensburg and Brunswick, that route is clogging up a little bit. Also the Stavanger Oslo and Stavanger Copenhagen. Do something about Stavanger Copenhagen, I think, by just throwing in another plane. I think probably let's get a hub manager in Copenhagen, throw them some money, let them handle that. That way we can focus on Aarhus and Brunswick. I think I want that. I think that makes a lot of sense. Probably end up getting one in Odense as well. I think what we need is money. We can take out the rest of our loan. That leaves us at 2 million. Gets us to 2 million. Let's get another vehicle for getting to Moscow. And let's see if we can't do it within the end of the month. Do want this one because we have such demand, and I think it can handle it. I think it's gonna give us earn us a lot of money, and also I want to spend with Aramara so that we can get those bigger, cooler planes for later. Now Leipzig is starting to be a problem. There's a lot of returning people. Ideally we just upgrade all of these, double the capacity. It's gonna cost us 4 million. Also there's nowhere near enough inventory for that. So how about we just do one? I guess that is helping out the Leipzig guy, which we shouldn't. He should be able to handle this himself. He's making a lot of money, so he should just figure it out. Though it is becoming quite a problem for us. We could try and get a hotel. That would double the indirect capacity. There's some upkeep cost that also costs 5 million. We know we can get to 5 million, we've seen that. Actually have pretty decent operating profits. Problem is just that everybody else does too. I would like us to be sort of more on par with the top dogs here, but I don't think we're that far off with all of the money tied up in our hub managers. Okay, well, what else can we do? If we can't really do anything about Leipzig, I mean we can, but if we don't, there is the possibility of doing a direct Brunswick to Moscow, or we can just throw more planes for the at the Moscow route. That's a possibility. Flensburg to Salzburg is something that he is never going to make himself because it's not a route that's needed from Salzburg's point of view. But I would like to set it up. It's also going to help him a bit out, that country manager, but mainly it's going to help us out. Whoops, that was a little too far. It's New Year's. Stavanger has indirect traffic problems. So does Aarhus, just not, I mean, not entirely, it's just full, but it doesn't have problems. Wait, don't we have a direct from Stavanger to... What are you doing, man? I guess he doesn't have the money. Okay. We'll definitely want this. And then hopefully he can figure the rest out there. So many people via Leipzig. I mean, half of them are just returning people. But those clog up the city as well. Connecting Bergen to Oslo. We don't own either of those, so those are just gonna go through. I mean, they should be able to take Stavanger now. Okay, so that should be taken care of. And then we have St. Petersburg, and we have Moscow. I want to set up... Actually, I'll wait with setting up a direct for London. Our trust in Amsterdam is falling, but I'm not too worried about worldwide logistics right now. We are at about twice their company value, and we have a higher operating profit, so I think we should be able to take over if they start encroaching too much. But for now, I wanna get Aarhus here in a better state. Salzburg is Flensburg that we set up, so that should sort of dissipate eventually. We have a direct to a lot of places. We don't have a direct to Aalborg. Maybe we should make one. Aalborg, Aarhus. Just a cheeky little revolver bus here. Maybe actually the next step up, tier 3, not completely full, but it'll make money and it'll take all of the people. See, I'm contemplating if I should throw a A300 on Leipzig. It is gonna take care of more people than throwing it on Moscow because the distance is shorter, but we're not gonna get any of the profits because the Leipzig guy is gonna eat them. So maybe we start with St. Petersburg. That's a sort of in between, I would say. Let's just start by upgrading one, then we can't upgrade, okay. But we can. I just thought it was a tier 3. Yeah, let's do that. Upgrade to a A300. Probably just want to help out up here because he doesn't have the money to do anything by himself. The Nimbus is a great short distance plane, nice and cheap too. And now we can't buy any more. Let's see here. How about one of more of these? There we go. I think that should help out a bit. Didn't we set up the Salzburg guy? So he has a lot of money, just not enough. How is this? So he downgraded the plane because it wasn't profitable, but it should be now. So let's grade it for him. No, it's not. He'll downgrade it again. That's so weird. I would have thought. Why do people rather want to go through Aarhus in order to get to Salzburg? Okay, it's falling now. At least that's something. Leipzig is getting pretty out of hand though. I think we gotta throw. We gotta throw a A300 after this. Okay, wait. What? Oh, that's in Leipzig. That's in Leipzig. Yeah, so it's full going back. Wilhelmshaven people going for Berlin. Why? Because this isn't enough, okay. So let's upgrade some planes on that route. Hopefully all of this helps a little bit. It doesn't really seem like it. Now Bergen is also... What is going on up here? I mean, this guy is just... Wait, where's all the Oslo planes? Okay, they're there. I just couldn't see them looking at this. Wait, do we have a... No, we don't have anything in Oslo. This guy's starting to make bank. That's pretty cool. So he'll figure that out, hopefully. See, I thought a 30 capacity airplane would fix our issues there. But it's pretty empty going back. So we might just have to fix the underlying issues after all. Aarhus to Chicago is gonna have to wait just because we don't have the plane. There's no way we can get there with the current technology that we have, unfortunately. So that takes a backseat for now. Let's set up a direct Leipzig to Moscow. Or maybe we do Moscow, Brunswick. No, let's do Leipzig. He has a direct. It's just a small one. You know, maybe... No, I don't want to let him decide. Because what I want is to bring down the traffic to Aarhus. We unlocked a new Aramera airplane. It costs 20 million, but it is also pretty sweet. 50 passengers, almost 4,000 range, and a higher top speed as well. Needs a little bit more people to be efficient than the A300, but compared to its maximum capacity, it's actually less, like a small percentage. I want to get an A300 into the Leipzig to Moscow route, and that's gonna help out this guy a bunch. That's okay. Potential upgrades for some Ortlers. We have one in Hanover. Well, that's our little loop here. Sure, we'll upgrade that. And we have one in Kolding. It's the Kolding Esbjerg. Sure, we will upgrade that as well. And some profitability. What is this? He laid a road? Excuse me? What? Why would he make a road? That is so random. Anyways, I don't like the AKA. The fuel price is insane. Let's see if we can find the route. Stavanger to Oslo via vehicles, and we'll upgrade these to Ortlers. They're just more fuel efficient. Really no point in going to that other vehicle. That's so surprising. It's really weird to me. Sure, I'll get an Odense to Paris line. I think Just a small one. That makes sense, I think. Leipzig demand going down a little bit. That's pretty cool. Stavanger though. Odense, Copenhagen. We can do a direct from Odense to Stavanger. Don't mind that. Don't mind that at all. And St. Petersburg. There's some demand from Aalborg. There's just a Moscow route right now with a 390 transporter. So let's set up a direct from Aalborg to St. Petersburg. Probably do the same with the 390 transporter. That seems like a good option. So let's just make the money for that. There we go. It's not filling up, but hopefully some people from Aarhus will go back for that. Could get a bit more on Gothenburg, but I don't really care. Our Copenhagen bus line isn't making any money, which is quite surprising to me. But I guess we have enough ferries. So I'm gonna follow this guy, see how much he doesn't fill up anywhere along the way, of course. Oh, and we have a new one, a level 5. That's pretty cool. So I'm gonna downgrade him, I think, to actually let's just go down to the Gravola. It seems like that would be fine, but we won't upgrade the boats anymore. We'll do buses from now on, and then we can upgrade it. Maybe we'll get rid of the boats eventually. I mean, getting rid of the boats here. Aarhus, Copenhagen. If we were to get rid of these boats, that would net us 4 million. Sorry, 2 million. Sure, there's some depreciation, but we can just move it all. What if we get rid of 2 of them? Let's get rid of 2 of them. And then we'll just upgrade this guy again to level 3 for now, and we'll see. I want to see the ones that aren't making any money. Aarhus, Roskilde by boat, that's fine. It's not so much. I mean, it's not so much in general that they aren't making, so that's fine. Aarhus, Moscow making bank. Leipzig, Moscow making bank. Amazing. Okay. Back to speed. Holy, that is a bigger jump. Especially going further down here. United States Group, they're doing really well, especially operating profit-wise. They are really just leaving us in the dust a bit. Yeah. We have enough money for another A300. I think we'll send that to St. Petersburg. Instantly full. It'll take some of the pressure off. Paris. have Odense to Paris. Don't have Aalborg to Paris. Do we have Aalborg to Paris? Probably want to get a lot of connections to Paris. It's not that far away, so I don't mind all that much. But we have to wait for the month to end because I don't want it to be too big of a plane. That also makes a little bit of money, which I don't mind at all either. Still Chicago. It's annoying. It seems like our Leipzig problem has vanished. Hopefully he will keep track. 8 million. Wow, he's doing really well. Maybe we'll start getting some money out of him at some point. Can we see how much we're making? We're only making 6 million out of Aarhus. Actually, right now Leipzig is our biggest hub. That's interesting. A lot of people want to go to Wilhelmshaven. There's a direct from another company that's via boat. A lot of people for Antwerp. That's Horsens and Kolding. Let's make that. Let's make that. If I can find, let's just add it like this. We'll throw in a new plane by Skydance. That's a new company as well. That's pretty cool. Tier 4. Let's see. What do you want to throw against Antwerpen? Maybe just a 340 Express, and we can upgrade it if that's not enough. Stavanger is still... Odense and Copenhagen is having issues. Let's upgrade 2 of those to the expresses then, and then Odense to Stavanger. Wait, that was to Aarhus. Stavanger here. Well, that's only indirectly. Cool, so let's make a direct from Odense to Stavanger. Just a regular old little Nimbus should do for now. London Copenhagen with an A300. Worldwide logistics. Okay. We probably want to get in on that. Now where should we make it? Should we make it in Copenhagen? Should we make it in Aarhus? I mean, to be fair, if we're doing Paris from every single one of them, we probably should be doing London too. I'll throw a 390 transporter. From Aalborg. Sorry, Aarhus. An Indian transport has a Copenhagen-Moscow. Are they the ones that run? Okay, interesting. I did not realize that was them. Yeah, they're in Russia. Okay. We are starting to see people in Poland. Not sure what they have, but they definitely have Belarus here, Global Western, so they're moving in on us a little bit. Where's this guy looking? He finally made that connection. Very expensive with the bus, but getting into that mountain there. Yeah, sorry. I got distracted a little bit. I want the Copenhagen to London as well, also with that. Maybe not the 390 transport. Then again, let's do it. We'll speed up the game a bit. Get the money required. It doesn't fill up. Because they are running multiple planes actually. Copenhagen, London. We'll see how those end up faring. St. Petersburg is back on the map, needing an expansion. Maybe not, because it just came back in one of the A300s. I mean, we can definitely do it. There's still like 90 people, but Brunswick is sort of the one that is dominating. That is primarily traffic supposed to go to Gothenburg and Copenhagen. Do we have a direct from Brunswick to Gothenburg? Let's see here, Brunswick. We don't. Is there a want for that? There isn't, so they're coming elsewhere. But there is now a want for a direct between Brunswick and Copenhagen, which already has a route, but with some rather small planes. Question is, what do we do about that? Do we upgrade just one of them? Well, we can upgrade one of them to a 390 transporter. Wouldn't mind doing that. And then we probably have to switch into maybe the A180, because we don't have any more transporters in stock. Just no, really, the transport is just so much better. It would be better to switch to the 340 Expresses, but we'll have to wait till next month for that. So let's just go ahead and do that wait. A lot of people wanting to go to Flensburg from Salzburg. That's interesting. Why they... Maybe it's via Paris. Paris people. Looking for Brunswick. There's a direct. Not my route though. Maybe I should set up that. We have a Leipzig, Paris. Maybe it's Moscow. Getting to Leipzig and then further to Moscow. I think we have a direct. Yeah, we do from Leipzig to Moscow. How's that doing, by the way? It's doing pretty well. The hub manager is doing really well. He's doing like 8 million a month now. So maybe we start seeing some money from him actually at the end of the month. That'd be pretty cool. Flensburg and Brunswick by a plane. Question is whether it would make sense to set up a route through Hamburg with one of those bigger buses. It's gonna cost like 850,000, but it would be a lot more. I think we'll do it. I think we want to do it. Get some people to Flensburg. What with that? To be honest, probably want to get another one. Oh, it's limited. Let's just get a tier 4 then as well. It should fill up immediately. Okay, back to Aarhus. So this Brunswick pressure should be taken care of. Berlin. Okay, so people are coming from Berlin in order to go to Wilhelmshaven, pretty much. Or is it from Wilhelmshaven to get to Berlin? That's probably the case, right? Yeah, that's the case. Why don't they do via Brunswick? They do. Is that just not... It's just not enough. So many planes we're using. Maybe we do a bus route there as well. Brunswick to Wilhelmshaven. And we can add on some more towns if necessary at some point. Or I don't know, maybe we just... Yeah, let's just make this route immediately, might as well. See if that doesn't help a little bit. There's still the case of going to Gothenburg. How is he doing? He's not doing too... Oh, we don't have a hub manager. I thought we had a hub manager up here. Let's get one in and let him manage Gothenburg. I thought we had one already. That, which is why I just completely ignored this. That's a little bit silly on my part. Let's see, he seems to want a little bit more money. He's not really doing anything. I would expect him to do a bunch of stuff. Hopefully he will. with that much money. Moscow and St. Petersburg seems to be doing a little bit better now. This Berlin connection though. Yeah, so hopefully this route here, I think actually we should be able to get in another bus, and we'll probably be able to get in another one of these bigger ones from Brunswick as well. Sweet. Stavanger has an issue. I mean, he has a lot of money. He should be able to figure this out on his own. It's all of the transport to Bergen that it just needs more. It seems. He'll hopefully figure that out. Did Gothenburg guy do anything he did do? He did spend all of the money I gave him, so hopefully that will be good. And these two vehicles are instantly optimized. We didn't even do anything, so that's pretty neat as well. I would like for this Chicago thing to sort of disappear, because we're still pretty ways away from being able to actually cross the Atlantic. If we take a look at our company, we're doing pretty good. We're top 2 in value, operating profits probably like top 5. I don't think there's going to be anybody crossing the Atlantic yet. Doesn't seem like it, no. I mean, I don't know, maybe we could do something like Aarhus to Reykjavik. It's 2,000, that's doable. Then we would probably have to stop in St. John's. No, maybe not necessarily. Boston, maybe? How about Washington? 4.5. We don't have any planes that can do 4.5. So Boston was 4, still no planes for 4. So we would need to... What, Halifax? I think we could do this one. The AR 500 for Halifax. And then Chicago is somewhere on the west. Am I making a fool of myself now? Where's Chicago? Right, okay, yeah. By Lake Michigan. So this would be a possible route. It just needs... I mean, it needs multiple stops, and it's gonna cost us 19 million to get the plane up and running, and we can only carry 50 people. And the Virgin voyage, there's not gonna be anybody wanting to go there. Like, we have 7 people just sitting there waiting, and we need at least 20 to be profitable. But then again, getting that first connection is probably worthwhile. So when we can get to 20 million, we probably wanna do it. You know, I was hoping that this Brunswick would be reduced by a lot, but I guess we didn't set up the Brunswick Gothenburg line, although I'm still not sure why they want to go there. It is direct. Oh, there is... interesting. So that's why. Maybe we... Okay, yeah, so people want to go to Brunswick via Aarhus to get back to Brunswick because they've been in Gothenburg. that's the deal. Let's get another 390 transporter on that line then. I think that is gonna be helpful. We have 141 planes. Oh, I didn't realize you could see all of the locked ones here. That's pretty cool. Stratus is... Oh, no, that's the clouds. Oh, yeah, so that is... So the cloud server company Stratus here is some new planes. Very expensive. If we do 125 profitable planes, we should unlock that pretty soon. We have 147 planes, so that would surprise me if we don't unlock that. But I mean, it is at level tier 5, and we're not even really using tier 3s yet. No, we're still basically using tier 2s. Is there another tier 2 that we haven't seen? There's this one. The Velocis. P535. It's a capacity of 40, but it cost almost 9 million. We have this one, the P320. Why are we using that one more? That's pretty comparable to the Express, isn't it? Maybe it's just newly unlocked and I didn't see it. Okay. Back to this. Oh, and we're doing a little bit better now. That's nice. Moscow is creeping up again. Here it is, the P320. Oh, so it's comparable to the 340 Express, it seems. But it's more expensive by a decent margin too, so that's probably why we aren't using Velocis that much. But I mean, we might need to eventually if we sort of keep buying all the planes every month, then we're gonna need to get some, and they aren't that bad. It's just if you can choose between the P320 and the 390 transporter, it's a pretty easy choice in my opinion. 200k more and you get more speed and you get 4 more passengers. So when you look at that estimated profits there, it is, I mean, the minimum efficiency between them is only a little bit increased. Do I want to wait for another A300 for Moscow, or should we just throw in a 390 transporter and get rid of those 19 people? Speed it up a bit. Go for that 5 million. Another A300. Go to Moscow. London. We have a direct path that is somehow losing money. That's interesting. Is it losing money? Doesn't matter. We'll have to get another plane onto that route, I think. It's gonna cost us 3 million. Because we need a hub upgrade as well. And we're back up there. Brunswick, still Flensburg. How is that? Brunswick to Flensburg. Through Hamburg, the bus line here, that's doing really well actually. Can we get another one of these? We can. That's surprising to me. I wasn't expecting those buses to do that well. Pretty cool. Culling isn't somewhere we're managing. There's a lot of planes going out of Culling. Pretty cool. It's doing a lot of money. How about Leipzig? How's that doing? Around now, he is doing 8.5 million. Pretty neat. Aalborg is us managing, and it is starting to fill up a bit with travelers wanting to go to Moscow because we have a direct route, and Aarhus is overwhelmed, so obviously they're gonna end up here. Odense is not a hub manager. Copenhagen is a hub manager. So we currently, and Gothenburg, how's that doing now? He's doing a little bit better. So we have also Aarhus, Aalborg, and Brunswick. I am tempted to throw a hub manager in Aalborg as well. And just focus on Aarhus, Odense, and Brunswick, and probably maybe even, I think we have one in, no, we don't have one in Odense either. Maybe throw one into Odense too. So we just have to focus on Aarhus. So there's a boating service by Aegean Ferries to Wilhelmshaven by Odense, which is sort of drawing people in there. It's a little bit annoying. I think I will get a hub manager in Odense and let him sort of figure that out. Okay, so this one, Wilhelmshaven, isn't as full as I was expecting. That is Brunswick. It's this one. I mean, they just need 14 people to be profitable, but they're not really. I mean, one of them is, but this one's not really doing that. I think we'll get rid of that extra bus then and just have the one going the other direction right now. And I think that is going to be everything for this episode. We are top 2 by a pretty good margin with regards to company value. Let's just pause here at the end of a month, so the operating profit should be pretty correct. We're quite a bit behind like the top 2 here. We're pulling at about 14 million, they're pulling in 25-30 million. But I mean, we are still in the top 4. So it's not like we're totally a lost cause. I think we should probably be happy about that. Moving towards national network, we're still a little bit off. I'm not gonna make it this month, but maybe in a couple of months. And just before we end, let's throw a hub manager. I threw money for the one in Aarhus. Yeah, I did. In Aalborg as well. So now we have Aarhus and we have Brunswick still, and those are sort of the two hubs that we are trying to manage ourselves. Aarhus being our main one. Currently we are a bit crippled. We can't grow because people want to go to Chicago, and we just can't really set up that route right now. We need a bit more cash for that. United States group is sitting on 33 million in the bank. So I could be, and Indian has 20, so I could be a bit worried that some of these companies might do a transatlantic flight pretty soon. So we should probably take a little bit of a break from our regular expansion in order to do that as well. And we might even, if we do end up seeing any transatlantic flights happening, then maybe we should sell some of our flights just to sort of get in on that game. Then we'll cripple some of our existing routes, but getting that first at transatlantic flight and the sort of the trust that comes with it, the traffic that comes with it, it's gonna be pretty huge. But that is going to be in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. It's been a blast. If you like this episode, please leave a like and a comment. And of course, remember to subscribe so you can follow along in this series and the other series that I am running on the channel. Any sort of comment will do, just so I know that you made it this far in the video. And also, it'll help me out a bunch with the engagement and the algorithm. I wish we could have just one last turn, but as usual, we're gonna have to wait till next time. I'll see you around. Bye.